guys, in today's video I want to talk to you about a couple of things that I feel will hugely impact you as beginner filmmakers. Often when you are just starting out, it's hard to even know where or what you guys should be looking for in terms of finding out new information to level up as video creators. So in this video I just want to offer you 3 things that I feel like if you apply to your videos, it will make a huge difference and just make them look much more professional. Today's video is sponsored by Storyblocks. Storyblocks is an online stock media library with over 1 million assets. If you guys are looking at taking your filmmaking more seriously, Storyblocks is a platform that can be hugely beneficial, and we are going to talk about them a little bit later on in this video. Other than that, let's get to showing you guys these tips in this amazing little forest here. So the first thing I want to talk about is just something that I see a lot of beginners doing, and by changing it up this way, it's going to make it so much better for your videos. And basically it's just shooting each clip with intention and purpose. So basically what I mean by this, I'm going to show you guys a little demonstration over here, because a lot of the time I see beginners, they'll kind of get somewhere, and I'm going to shoot this live for you guys and just show you what I kind of mean. They'll get somewhere like this and they'll be like, okay, cool, I can see a bunch of cool things here. That shot of the sun is looking amazing. This like shrubbery on the tree here is really cool. And then maybe that view down there is really cool. And then they'll kind of go like, okay, that view's cool. And I also like this tree. I'll get a shot of that tree. And then this view is quite cool here as well. And you can get good stuff like that kind of in between there, but I think something that's really important that you guys need to try and do is just break those things up into their own individual little sections. Really think about what that specific thing is that you want to capture, and then shoot one singular shot with intention of that specific angle. So instead of shooting those 3 things all in one, look how much better it will end up if we shot it something like this, where I just looked at this shot, I framed it up nicely, took a few extra seconds to think about my composition and how I want it to actually look, and then I'll do one shot here, one clean shot. I'm not panning to any other objects or anything, and I might even add a different movement, one clean shot like this, and I can take more time to think about my composition, can get that sun flaring out. And that is going to be so much better. That's our first shot. Then the next thing was that I wanted to shoot this tree. So let me look at the tree, let me like get down low, maybe change my focal length, just really try and think about each thing. I'm like being so much more intentional and like specific with the shot that I'm trying to get, rather than just kind of like spraying the camera all over the place and hoping I get something cool. So let's look down the shrubbery, and I might do a little shift. My focus is moving out as I'm shifting out to left to right. And that's gonna look way cooler. And our last thing was just this little view over here. I might get down low and just keep another left to right movement. Boom. And now if you guys take a look at the first clip that we filmed, even with some like cool music and color grading on it, it ends up looking like this. See that it's kind of just like random. We're just pointing the camera all over. It's not intentional. It doesn't have any like specific shots. And now check out the difference when we filmed our 3 separate shots and we filmed them with intention. Look how much better they turned out. The second thing I want to talk about is shooting for the edit. So whenever I go and head out, I want to shoot something cool. I want to maybe shoot a B-roll scene or some cinematic sequence. I always make sure that I have a rough idea of what I want to capture and what I want my actual final video to look like in my head. I think it's way too important to know what you kind of want to have as your end result. Otherwise, when you end up going out and being in the field, you're kind of just shooting everything. You don't know what you really need for that edit to end up the way that you want it to look. And you can end up shooting way too much content of something that you might not even need. You might head out to shoot something like, if I wanted to film Hannah walking out onto some rocks at the beach, and I might just want to think about roughly what shots I'm going to need for that little B-roll sequence, whether that's a big wide establishing shot and then maybe some sort of closer up shot of her running down, maybe a shot of her climbing onto those rocks, and then maybe a shot of her arriving at the end of the rocks. And I can mix it up and I can be opportunistic and see anything else that I might want to get when I'm there. But as long as you have that rough idea, you don't waste all your time filming shots that you're potentially not even going to use for your final edit. You can focus your energy into getting the shots that are most likely to end up in that final sequence, and you can even rather spend more time getting multiple takes of those same shots to ensure that you're getting the highest quality of them. Likewise, you can be sure that you have enough shots of the shots that you need. There's nothing worse than not having the specific shots when you need, but you have like an hour of footage that you're not going to use in your final product. So have that idea in your mind and just shoot for the edits. You're going to thank yourself later. You're going to thank yourself when you get back home and you're actually editing that video. I think beginners often assume that they solely need to create every single asset that features in their video, whether that's sound effects or music or anything. But by utilizing a stock media library like Storyblocks, it gives you access to over 1 million different assets that you guys can include in your videos. Whether you need a drone shot, maybe you're a beginner, you don't have a drone, but you need that shot for your video in particular, you can hop over onto Storyblocks and get a drone shot of pretty much anything that you can think of. Maybe I wanted one of this forest, boom, I can get one. Maybe I wanted one underwater, boom, click, click, I can get one of those too. You can get so much more like sound effects, motion graphics, and all for one small monthly fee. You can get all of these assets. So if you guys are content creators and you want to take your videography or content creation a little bit more seriously, head on over to Storyblocks. It's going to be hugely beneficial for any content creators like you and I. I want to talk about one tip that's going to be when you guys are actually editing your videos. Now, I see this way too often where beginners include some sort of like change in motion or an inconsistency in a specific shot. And basically what I mean by this is like, if you are filming a shot and then while you're filming it, you maybe change the speed of it or the angle, or maybe you change your zoom, any sort of inconsistency and any difference that happens throughout that clip, I think it's really important that you guys either end your clip or only start your clip after that, so that you don't include those little changes in your final video. Unless you're Sam Calder, you are inevitably gonna get some sort of jerks or some sort of little changes. Even if you guys are filming on something like a gimbal, your gimbal might just shift. Or if you're filming something handheld and you have a little jerk, or maybe as you're doing a nice slide, you like have a bit of a pan. Don't include that stuff. By cutting all of those inconsistencies out, it is going to give your end result a much cleaner and smoother flow. It's going to make your final video look way, way better. And it's something really simple, but I see so many people still making this error. So do your best to cut those out. Don't include them in your videos. It's going to make a huge difference. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned some new tips and techniques. I hope these things are going to help you just level up your videography. Remember, check out Storyblocks. They are going to be linked down below. They are seriously a beneficial platform for content creators like you and I. Makes our lives so much easier. So if that's something that you guys are interested, go and check them out. They are down there in the description. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.